friends, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, hello, my name is Mika. Thank you so much for stopping in. So today I just wanted to do a quick video about prophesying bad things into your own life. And basically what that is just the words that you're speaking. I mean, I know we all talk about prophets, or not we all, but if you believe in that type of thing, you know about prophets and prophecy and things like that. But we don't really pay attention to what they do. They speak what they believe to be true, and they speak, you know, good into your life, or, you know, they kind of forewarn you like things is to come and things like that. And, you know, we do that for ourselves, even if we're not considered prophets. I honestly believe that we are prophets for our own lives. You may not be able to prophesy for someone else's life, but you definitely are the prophet of your own life. That's what I believe. Only because when you're speaking things, when you're saying I am, when things are following I am, and my life will be, things like that, where it's pertaining, strictly speaking onto your own life, that is planting seeds. So every word, everything that you say, I am blessed, a seed is planted into the ground, and you keep speaking on it. And I believe every time you say I am blessed, even in a hard time, in rough times, in times where it doesn't look like you're blessed, you say I am blessed, you know. And it's kind of like what they say, affirming yourself, things like that. It's kind of like that, but when you're speaking on it constantly, you know, it's just watering. It's like a droplet of water onto that seed that you planted, and it could be years later, and you keep saying it, and it's still planting that same seed that you planted in the ground. So I noticed that a lot of people, including myself, when things are going bad, we acknowledge it, we give life to it, because we're like, well, you know, maybe you're having a bad week or a bad day. You say, I'm having a bad day. And you're speaking that out into the atmosphere, you're speaking that out into the universe, and what's going to happen is that continues to grow. So if 5 to 10 people ask you, how's your day today? Did you have a good day? And you say, no, I had a bad day. Today was a bad day. You're just giving so much life to that bad moment. And you're constantly saying that, or you're believing that, and internally you're believing that you're having a bad day, then guess what? That's what's going to happen. So for people out there who's saying that they want to be in a relationship, but they're also saying, you know, all people cheat on some degree, or they're never going to find the perfect person for them, or there's no good men or no good women left, and things like that. How do you expect to have what you really want, what your heart desires, but you're saying all these negative things, like horribly about the other sex, and then you expect that when you come together with the opposite sex, it's going to be blissful? It's not, because you're being so negative, and you're believing these things. You're speaking them out into the atmosphere, and they're growing seeds because you believe it. And again, your words are powerful. Your tongue is powerful. So if you're out here saying negative things and believing what you're saying, and you're constantly feeding into negative things into the world, that's what's going to come back to you. No, I mean, I know, you know, God has the final say, the universe has the final say, whatever you believe. But if you're contradicting it, and you're constantly pushing back and saying, no, this is how my life is going to be, you're beginning to start being the author of your own life. You'll start writing things and taking different routes than what was originally written for you to take. Yes, I do believe God, or the universe, whatever you believe, is going to draw you back to where you're supposed to be, because ultimately we don't have control over our own lives. In a sense, we are just granted permission to make decisions that we want to make for our own lives, and to experience life the way we want to. I mean, we're not stopped on that. We have free will to do that. But ultimately, the things that are supposed to happen in your life are going to happen at the appointed time. You just may go through hell and back to get there, because you wanted to be the author of your own life. It's not going to work out for you. I mean, you are going to constantly speak on what you see and what you feel in that moment. Humans are emotional. So if you're having a good day, you're going to feel like you're having a good day, but then the next day may not be as great, and then you're going to speak on it. Versus, you know, our higher powers, they know what our future holds. They know what's going to happen in our lives. But again, like I said, you can become the author of your own life, even in just a short amount of time. I mean, it's temporary because you can't ultimately write the story to your entire life. But you can add in things that may not be meant for you because you decided to be the author of your own life. And I know it's all of us. I mean, it's hard to constantly just look to our higher power and just believe everything's going to be okay. Because in that believing, we want to believe what we want to believe. So if we just say, you know, I want to believe that I'm going to, you know, be rich one day, you're going to keep believing that. And if it doesn't happen, it's like you kind of get discouraged about it, or you start to wonder, what am I believing in this higher power for? But we, you know, like I said, the universe and God and, you know, Jesus, all of them are not our genies. So it's just wasn't meant for your life. And sometimes that's a hard pill for us to swallow. And I understand that. It's really hard to swallow. It's hard to accept that, you know, something wasn't meant for us. And especially if you feel like you deserve it. But that's going off topic. Let's get back on topic. Be careful of the things that you speak. Be careful of the things that you sow. Because when you're sowing out words and you are saying, I am, and this is how my life is going to be, and my life is this way, I'm never going to have this, I'm never going to have that, things like that, that is what's going to come about for that season of your life. That's what's going to come about because you're constantly dwelling in these negative thoughts and feelings, and you can't grow from that. You're literally planting weeds into your garden. You know, speak positive over yourself. Like I told you, that's positive affirmations. That's basically all it is. It's the same thing. Just speak positive over yourself. I know sometimes it seems unrealistic. If you're having a bad day, you don't want to say, oh, I'm happy and all that stuff, but you have to, because what you tell yourself, your brain will start to act off of what you believe. I've done it before. I'm sure you've done it before. I'm sure you've had experiences where you're like, I'm okay, even when you're really not. And eventually, from believing it and or saying it enough, over a few days or a few hours, you start to feel better because you are telling yourself things are better. Nothing may have changed, but you just, because you're believing it and you're speaking, I am okay, I am blessed, I am happy, I'm joyful, I am, you know, I'm still, I'm the best that I've ever been. Even if it's not true, you start to believe it, and you start to, your mind starts to create this new adventure for you, this new journey for you, where you actually are in a state of bliss where things are getting better for you. But if you notice that when you say this, you know, negative things, constantly dwelling on something bad or dwelling on your bad situation or something that may have not went your way, that's when you stay down longer. I mean, it's just law. You're saying, well, I'm just so unhappy and I miss this person, or I miss this thing, I miss this, I miss that, I'm never going to have this again, I'm never going to have that again. And you stay there. And that's what it seems like. It seems like you're stuck in that period of your life for a very long time until you change your mind. That's why I told you all before, everything starts in your mind. It's just, you have to be strong enough and wise enough to change your mind when necessary. Well, you should be changing your mind all the time because that's how you grow. But when it comes to speaking positive into your life, there's nothing wrong with it. You're not crazy for wanting to speak positive things over yourself. That's amazing. That's a gift that we have. The power of our tongue is so strong. That's the gifts that we are given. So why not use it in a positive way? Stop speaking negative of yourself. You are not something negative. You are not someone who's going to fail in life. You are not someone who's a loser or who's going to always lack in some kind of way. You're not someone who's not going to be able to overcome obstacles that may be hard or difficult in your life. You're not someone who is a bad parent or a bad wife or a bad husband, or, you know, someone who deserves less than. Because you belong to a higher power. I believe God. So because of that, you'll never fail. You'll never be without anything. But if you do fail, it's because you're choosing that. Because there's so many opportunities to change your mind and go a different route. And sometimes we just get too comfortable in going the same route because it's familiar, it's comfortable, it's what we know. So it's like, I'm just going to continue to go down this same route, when sometimes all you really have to do is just go a different direction. And you will start to see you're not going to be that person that you feel like you're going to be when you're in a hard time, or when you're just frustrated in life and you're like, things are not happening for me. Sometimes you're just on the wrong path. Change your mind and think of other ways of which you can improve your life and you can get to where you want to be. That's all I got to say, y'all. I just want y'all to be blessed. I want y'all to live a life of abundance and speak it over yourself. I don't care what your life looks like right now. I don't care how poor you are. I don't care where you're living. I don't care if you're single. I don't care if you're in an abusive situation. You can get out of it. You can improve. You can blossom. You will blossom. You will grow. You will reach your fullest potential. You just have to change your mind and be willing to move. When your higher power tells you to move, be willing to do that, and be willing to stand strong, and be willing to believe in something other than what you see. So y'all let me know what you think in the comment box below. We'll talk about it, continue the conversation. And until next time, bye.